you guys rode your bike this week again?
Yeah.
And is that something you enjoyed, or?
Yeah.
Good. Cool. So I see you have a piece ready here for me, and it looks like the bronze bear.
Yes.
Okay, so let me just look back. Looks like last week you were working on this, and you were going to work on fingering and making sure you have all your terms and plots and things, right? Okay, so let me go ahead and for you, and I'm ready to hear it. Very good. Your notes and rhythms and everything were wonderful, Cassie. So this coming week then, as you continue to work on it, what are some things that you think that the piece could still use? Right. Right. Dynamics. And I also think some touch. Different areas where some different things can be a little different. So the right hand obviously is staccato. Most of the way, the right hand is staccato when it's written in the treble clef. But when it's written in the bass clef, then it's not staccato. Right? Now these have the dot and then it has the slur over it. So do you remember what that means? So that means you're just going to play it detached. It's not going to come off as a staccato, but it's also not going to be legato completely. So it's just going to be a real nice detached touch. Right? And then here you can see they have the tenuto mark, so you make sure you want to hold that out. And you also want to accent that note just a little bit, I think. So other than that, then like you said, the dynamics are a big thing, right? So it starts really loud, and then it's going to get quieter, and then it gets even quieter. And then you have a really big crescendo there. And then another area, Cassie, where you can really put in a nice crescendo is down here. It's just kind of a boring area, not much going on, but this little pattern here. It can get louder as you go on that. So while we're here just for a few minutes, Cassie, let's see if we can kind of make this sound a little bit better. I want it to be on the right notes. So you want to accent your beat 1 always a little bit right, unless you're in 1, even in 3, 4, you would accent certain things. And then I want you to bring this note out just a little bit and make sure that these are nice and solid. These chords are nice and solid. So try that with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now quieter. 1. And you did a nice job when I worked with you. You were able to demonstrate what the dynamics should be. So, to continue this piece this week then, I think what you need to do, Cassie, is really finalize those dynamics and you need to go home and actually practice them. Because obviously when I stand here and coach you through it and I'm talking to you and reminding you, you can remember to do it, right? And you've demonstrated that you can do it quite well. But it's another thing, I think, to go home and remind yourself to practice this, and then to come back and actually play it, having worked on the dynamics over the course of the week. And as you work on them then, Cassie, you will really be able to fine-tune, making sure that you're quiet right away on this, and as you get, and there's not a huge difference between piano and mezzo piano, right? But I think that if you work on it enough, you can get enough of a difference there that you'll be able to tell as a listener that you changed. Because if we don't make any changes throughout this piece, it's kind of just repetitious. And it can get kind of boring, I think, if we're not careful. So I think the dynamics in this piece are really big and is very important. And of course, then like the articulation. You do a nice job keeping these things detached. And then in this area, you did a good job keeping it legato and very good work on your fingering. I know that when we first started this piece, the fingering was kind of a big deal. And in any piece, it can be kind of confusing. And a lot of times we don't like to follow fingering because it's like, I'm pretty sure I can figure out a way for that to work just as good, right? But it is actually very important so that you make sure that you can keep this legato and you don't run out of fingers. So well done on working on that and mastering that fingering. I think you did a nice job with that. One more thing then, Cassie. These here, since they have to be held for so long, you might want to axe them just a tiny bit more, but keep it at the piano dynamic level. You don't want it to be loud, but you want to axe them enough that it can hold out the volume throughout the two measures there versus just one measure. Okay, so just a few things to finalize it, and then I think at that point, Cassie, you'll be ready to perform somewhere if you'd like to do that. Okay, so you did a nice job. And then, of course, you also had some technique, and of course, we want to do some ear training and some sight reading and things like that. So let me grab your book for you, and we will go ahead and get started on that. So we'll start with some ear training, and I'll go ahead and start you on this one right here, okay? Go ahead and start that, Cassie.
Okay.